Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast, your shortcut to various opinions on all things pop culture. This is the episode for the week of January the 4th, 2024. My name is David Parker. I'm your host this week, and joining me is...
Is it me? Mick Parker.
And we lost Landon, which oddly enough, we were going to record with 4 people, but we lost Will right before recording too. So,
man, everyone's gone down.
So currently it's just a Parker+keys podcast.
Who's gonna be next, Dave? So me or you?
Landon's standing there looking confused, so you should try to see if you can fix whatever it is on your end. Because he can clearly hear us, but we cannot hear him.
Landog?
You haven't been on in a while, have you?
You talking to Landon or me?
I'm talking to you.
No, I have not been busy.
What have you been busy with, Michael?
Well, I think I talked about on the podcast I'm newly engaged and now planning wedding stuff because I'm getting married next month, which is crazy to say. But yeah, has been consuming a lot of my thought processes and mind stuff lately. So, how long was your guys' engagement?
It was like 5 months.
Landon, can you check are you using the board right now? The new soundboard? Oh, you're using that.
He can hear us, and his headphones are plugged into the box, I'm assuming, right? Because that's how mine works.
Can you unplug the cord from the microphone and plug back in from the microphone? That's so weird.
Tonight has been a disaster.
Literally right when we started recording.
He was fine right until we began. Like, I gave my spiel and then was waiting for Landon to say his name. And I can read his lips, and there are things I would have to bleep on the show. So, oh my. Maybe it's good his microphone isn't working. 4 months, maybe 4.5 months engaged. But yeah, it was a busy time. Yeah,
I think probably so far the most stressful thing was like figuring the actual who to invite. Because it's like, if we invite this person, we kind of have to have an invite for these group of people, and like trying to know where the cutoff is for like, okay, we have to stop here. We're just going to have to kind of say sorry to like these people, like, oh, our bad. Like, we don't have an unlimited amount of space.
Who did you want to invite the most that you could not send an invite to based off of availability?
You. You can come, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't RSVP'd yet, have I?
I don't think so. Do you have to as the best man?
I mean, I got an invite, so I probably should RSVP so that you guys know how much food to buy.
Okay.
That's the whole reason that the system exists, right? Is to like help for planning stages.
Whatever you say, sir. Oh, Landon's peacing out.
Maybe I should message him
before he offs himself. He looks a little upset.
He literally stormed off and threw his microphone through his headphones. Now he's frantically plugging and unplugging cords.
Can you still hear us, Landon?
Yeah. Oh, he can hear us.
Is the other soundboard plugged in?
He just held up one end of a wire that's not plugged into anything else.
Try using the soundboard. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea. Do we want to try to do this another time?
We might need, yes, because I mean, because we either need to commit to the two of us recording or helping Landon, and right now we're doing both. Well, we're not helping Landon, but
hey!
Oh,
can you hear me?
And joining me is
Landon Browning.
Hey!
I don't know if it's gonna keep. I didn't do anything besides just unplug and plug everything back in, like angrily, like a billion times. So I don't know if it's gonna work. So I'm really sorry.
That's so weird that you were able to hear us throughout that whole ordeal.
Oh,
for the audience, we have been recording for probably a good, 10, 15 minutes or whatever, and we haven't been able to hear Landon at all. But he's been able to hear us. So here we are.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Hey, it's okay. You know what? At least you made it to the show. Will is not here and Colby's not here. They have no excuse.
Will was here.
I'm just kidding. Colby's doing stuff with his family, and I guess Will said he has bad internet. So I saw him off to the side, like in the Discord call before we were recording, like jiggling the modem. I think he was trying to make it have a bad connection. So he really wanted to play Cyberpunk or The Witcher or something. So
yeah. So I barely made the cut for the wedding. Is that what I was hearing? To be invited?
Yeah, we were talking about you, Landon.
I mean, did you get an invite?
I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
did get an invite.
All right.
And he's got him +1.
Yeah, Aubrey.
Who are you gonna
Will's
take?
not here to be like, who's that? I'm who's someone. I'm trying to think of like someone like Mick hates or something. I think it's my +1.
Just invite an ex-girlfriend.
No thanks.
That'd be great.
My ex or Landon's ex?
I meant
Michael's.
Michael's ex-girlfriend. One of Michael's ex-girlfriends. But
how many people are going to be at the wedding?
I think we have on our final list. I think we had almost 300 people.
Oh dang!
I doubt everybody's going to show up. We've already had a couple that say they can't make it. So
is Uncle Sean going to be there?
I hope so. They have an invite. It just depends on stuff with their family because they got stuff going on. Aunt Elizabeth is definitely going to come, but I don't know about Uncle Sean.
I mean, can I on RSVP if Uncle Sean's not going to be there? Just kidding.
Take him as your +1.
Dude, I'd be so
and
honored.
He has to show up.
Then he has to sit next to me too.
you're entitled to one kiss.
Oh boy, I don't know when to do it. I don't know when to use it. I don't want to waste it.
Oh man.
Show up right away and just do it. Oh, damn it! I blew it. Waste it on a cheek kiss.
Now I don't get a goodbye kiss.
Oh my God.
And those are the best. Well, what else have you been doing for planning besides weighing who you can and can't invite?
Weighing myself. Picking a bunch of songs, trying to figure out. Oh my gosh, my brain is like a mush of stuff. But just
I requested "Dunked On" by Froggy Fresh to be played in my.
I did see that.
So,
I did see that.
You can request songs
for the proof that Dave is not RSVP'd yet.
Yeah, there's a song request. Yeah. It's like less than 2 months away, isn't it? Or is it right at 2 months?
I think it's like 50 days or something, which is going to fly by.
Are you going to go to Disneyland for your honeymoon?
I am. I don't know what Anna's doing. No, we're going to. There's a rental cabin that her dad has in Tennessee, so we're going to fly over there and stay there for the week.
You guys doing that like right after the wedding, or?
Yeah, like the very next week.
Nice.
Wait, what part of Tennessee?
I don't know. I think we're flying into Nashville, and then it's like a 3-hour drive to wherever it is.
Nice.
I don't remember where though.
Get some barbecue.
Go do that. Go listen to Dave. It's your honeymoon. Do what you want.
What if we get like Subway or something?
I mean,
is that good?
I don't even view.
No, that's not good enough. That is not good enough.
I see Subways and I'm like, nah, that's a building. Like I don't even consider it's a place to eat. So.
I'm surprised you even see a building. I just figured there'd be nothing in your sight.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many of them. They're hard to overlook. But I guess they're easy to overlook if there's so many of them too, right? Because you just get numb by the amount of Subways that are around.
Like trees. Do you ever really see trees anymore?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
There's so few here that I
me.
really have to I really have to enjoy the trees that we have.
Yeah.
Aren't Subways aren't they the most?
Yes.
Okay.
Most locations.
Yep.
That's a shame.
By I think a large margin also.
I think a very large margin, yeah.
It makes me so angry.
But it's because they can basically just pop up anywhere. Like they don't really need industrial kitchens or anything. They kind of just need some outlets, and then that's about it. So they can
Isn't
they bake the bread.
No, they don't bake the
call
bread.
it bread. They do actually heat it. They cook it or whatever. Like the dough's there, and they
Don't they just heat up frozen bread?
No, I think they.
It's raw. It's raw.
I think it's
dough.
actual dough. Yeah.
Yeah,
don't really know your Subways, do you?
Isn't there a Subway?
I know everything about them.
Clarence, fact check that. Here, we're gonna have our fact checker look into it. So Clarence says Landon's wrong.
I hate Subway.
I thought you could say you hate
them
Clarence
so much.
I was like,
No,
he's worked for us for 10 years.
Wait,
and
Clarence
can't come
like
around
Subway
to liking him yet.
No, Clarence doesn't like Subway. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't be like that. He's a Jimmy John's man.
I like brew cheese.
I like brew cheese. Yeah, brew cheese is good. Jimmy John's is good. Jersey Mike's is all right.
Is brew cheese more like a steak?
It's like a steak. It's like a cheesesteak place. Yeah, you can get like deli sandwiches there though too.
That's what I get there. They're pretty tasty.
I like the cheesesteaks, but that's not a lunch. I tend
to make deli sandwiches more than I buy them.
Well, I like supporting, Jimmy John's
Small businesses,
Small
small local
business, Jimmy
businesses.
I'm a
Mr.
big
John.
fan. I'm pretty close with Jimmy. I don't really know John that well, but
What about Mike? Do you support Mike?
I mean, I've gone to Jersey Mike's a handful of times, like in the past couple of months. Like, I don't know. I like them all.
I mean, sandwiches are good. I mean, it's meat and bread and usually some type of sauce
some
or cheese.
Typically cheese.
Yeah, we're gonna
Love
go to
sandwiches.
Vegas this weekend, and there's a cheesesteak place I really like there. So I might try to, like, on our way back, be like, oh, this is something we can get in the car on the way home. But they're like the messiest cheesesteaks.
Well, perhaps just sit down and have a bite.
I mean, I guess.
Enjoy the
No,
moment.
what's the rush? Just
What's
sit
the
down
rush?
and enjoy.
It's only going to save you like 20 minutes. Did you not schedule that?
We got no
Did not schedule that. Did not schedule that in your fun
I
weekend?
did not.
With not
No,
scheduled
I
for
have
20
not
minute
scheduled
sandwich
that.
break, so that can't happen.
No, we're gonna go to sushi. We're gonna go do a hike.
We got 45 minutes at sushi. Now we're on to the next.
We're probably gonna go out to eat other places too. Go to the Arts District. Go to Landon's favorite micro brew pub or whatever.
Oh,
in
I hated that place. It's
Las
very
Vegas.
loud. It's very loud.
Is that the big praying mantis place?
No.
Where was that?
You guys gonna-
That was over near Fremont Street. That's
Fremont
what is it
Street.
called? Like Container Park or something.
Yeah.
It's that place that was all made of like shipping containers, and there's restaurants and shops there, and then out front is a humongous metal praying mantis that breathes fire.
It's cool.
Typical Vegas stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we walked past it, didn't we? Because Colby freaked out.
We went in there and like hung out.
We had another friend, and he was eaten by the praying mantis.
Yeah.
Billy.
He was our previous fact checker.
Yeah. It was one less invite for the wedding.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
He's gonna be 301.
His +1 can still come, but obviously
He didn't
not.
have
Which is
any-
Clarence.
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah. You're welcome, Clarence.
Claire. Yeah.
Mick says he's welcome. I mean, you're welcome. What else?
You're going to Vegas? Any special reason, or just like hang out with? Like...
Well, it's Bree's birthday and then her friend Sarah's birthday, so they wanted to hang out.
Nice.
So that should be fun. I mean, it's just for the weekend, and then we're just gonna drive back. But it's just like a 2.5 hour drive, so it's not
I
bad.
feel like if I were to go to Vegas again, like in actual Vegas, I think like a weekend would be plenty for me. Maybe like a long weekend.
I think a 3-day weekend is probably good. But like I probably want to. Last time we went, we took Sarah and some of her friends to the Pinball Hall of Fame, and they actually really liked that. So I might push for that again too, because that was.
You should probably.
It's a lot of fun.
I could hang out there for like. I'm pretty sure we got kicked out, didn't we? Like they were closing up. Right?
Yeah. We left it closing. I mean, we didn't get kicked out. Like we left it closing. But yeah, it was.
You
It's
hit me with
fun.
a pitchfork. I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember my thumbs were getting a little sore. I remember I was playing so much pinball, I was going crazy.
That's because you're out of practice. So.
Hey, I mean, we were there for like 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Yeah,
like,
but there's so many games and other stuff that's more than just pinball. I mean, if you don't like pinball,
there's
there's
some
other
arcade
arcade
stuff.
games and
who doesn't like
stuff.
pinball? Who doesn't like pinball?
I don't know, weirdos.
I love pinball.
I think I took a picture of almost every machine that was in there because they were just so cool and like from all different decades and
Eras.
stuff. Yeah.
There was
fun
like
to
the
just,
fun Wild West one where like there's like a whole story to it and everything. Like,
Oh,
I love
yeah.
the ones.
Yep.
I love the really complicated ones that like have like all like the hidden things you can do. Like,
I like the South Park one. I think that was my favorite one.
South Park one's good. Funhouse. Make sure to play Funhouse for me while you're there.
Okay,
The best pinball machine ever made. I will own one at some point in my life.
that's a
As soon
claim.
as I'm willing to spend like $5,000 to $10,000 on pinball machine, I will own Funhouse.
I also want to do some shopping. I've been playing a lot of board games lately and using poker chips as currency for the games instead of like paper money or little cardboard money. And I want to get some like chip trays for the chips. And so I was like, well, probably no better time to go shopping for gambling things than in Vegas. So I'll probably look for that. Maybe some
Play little
cards.
cards. You
and
gonna play
other
little
chips.
cards while you're there?
Oh yeah, I might grab a deck
some-
of cards. I'm
No,
a
no, I
sucker
mean, like,
for a fresh.
Gamble. Are you gonna gamble?
Oh,
You're
no.
gonna gamble?
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm so glad that a couple times I went there, like I wasn't really doing that yet. So,
Vegas 3.0, Landon. It's only 3 hours away from my house.
perfect.
That's like a what a Moses Lake trip for you. So that's nothing.
Yeah,
right?
Moses Lake's really only like an hour 40.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So that's what I'm doing this weekend. Going to Vegas.
That's your big trip.
Yeah,
I
see friends and
think I'm gonna watch football this weekend. I have been like Aubrey and I have been like sick, like off and on for like what feels like 2.5 months now. So I'm gonna guess I'm gonna still be kind of sick this weekend. So I'm probably just gonna watch football. I just want to be better. Yeah, it's just nonstop. So
Speaking of football, Landon,
I did it. I finally did it. I'm a champion.
How's it feel?
What did you do? Let the listeners know.
I won our dynasty fantasy football championship.
12-man league. It's not one of those like stupid 6 or 8-man ones. You know, like it's hard.
Yeah,
12 people.
It's a hard thing to do. 4 years ago when the team reached out and they wanted me to be the head coach of the team, I said this is going to be a process, and I spent 4 years building a group of men into a championship caliber team.
Hey, and there was 4 years of redraft too in front of that. So
yeah,
was that like college ball to you? Like your 4 years at
it's college ball? Yeah, college ball. I have played fantasy football since I was like I think probably 12 or 13 years old, and I have never won before.
And you were 56 right now for reference.
I am 56 years old. I've lost in the finals, I think 3 or 4 times. And then last year in my 8-man league, that was a redraft year, I was in prime position to win. And then the Damar Hamlin.
He had to go and just wreck everything.
He ruined everything for me. And both me and the guy I was playing against had like a handful of players in the game. And the score was close enough that I technically won, but like I just in good conscience was like, yeah, it's a tie. Like, so it's my first win. And I beat Scourge of the Earth, Dan Du Bois in the final. And there was nothing cheap about this win.
It was like a blowout almost.
I beat the ever living snot out of his team. And it wasn't like he had a bad week, I had a bad week. His team didn't have a good week, but like I probably would have beat him on a good week from him anyway. Like so
felt good.
Yeah. It felt really good. And I was not confident until like it was completely like I was confident like I was pretty nervous the entire time, even though I led by a large amount from start to finish.
I mean, I would be nervous too. Like for reference, the guy that Landon beat, he has never missed the playoffs for one. He has been to, I think, every finals except 2 of them, and those are the 2 finals that I won. And so this would have been his 5th championship if he's won 5th out of 8 years. And Landon stopped him, and Landon joined the winner's circle. So.
The winner's
Congratulations!
Congratulations! Yeah, it felt good. Job's not done. They'll run next year.
I was gonna say, do you still feel empty inside?
I did. I sent Colby like a picture just like of like Ryan Gosling like just staring off blankly, and I'm like, this is me after like the day after winning fantasy football. And I'm like, it's all I've ever wanted.
So do you get the trophy?
I will get the trophy. I think I'll have my name will be added to it, right?
Yeah, your name will be added to it.
Who has the trophy now?
I think.
Well, I mean, Dan is the person who like would have the trophy, but he didn't take it, I guess, when he was there last, because my dad is holding on to it right now, and he tried to give it to Dan, and Dan wouldn't take it with him. So it's because Dan knew that he wouldn't be able to hold on to it, and so
and he
didn't want to pay to ship it across the U.S.
I think I was a 13-point underdog going into the matchup, and I think I won by like 60 points. So,
jeez,
wow,
that's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You had a great season. You were
I did have a great
seed, so
I think it was my first year with double-digit wins too. So in the regular season, I went 10-4.
I'll double check the stats. I feel like you've had to have a double-digit season at some point, but
I don't think so. I never did very good in our redraft years.
And
I know it's all luck, but I have actually gotten significantly better at fantasy football over the years.
Hey, whoa! It's not all luck, okay?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I've actually significantly like gotten better at playing fantasy football. Like, because my last 2 years in my redraft league with my coworkers, I came in first or tied first, and then came in second, and then won this year. And then last year, I was in the semifinals in our dynasty league. So,
can you keep it up next year?
Maybe.
You have a roster of champions. Like your players are looking up to you to take you to another ship.
That's too bad. I'm going to ship some of these dudes off in the off season. Like,
Oof.
I don't really. I kind of like once we started the dynasty league. I like everything that happened in the redraft years. That's not canon anymore to me. So it's dynasty.
Oh, to me, it's still very much canon. It's important.
Oh, those were important championship. Like,
pardon?
Because you won a championship during that time.
I mean, I guess, but also Dan won 3 championships in that time.
It's also
2 championships. So
I also just have a harder time remembering what happened in those years because it's harder to track because I don't have like access. Like
that's why I make spreadsheets and like keep track of all that stuff. So if you ever want to know your stats from a previous year, let me know and I can send them to you.
I would love to see everything. Send it all. I want to see the bad. I want to see the good.
The good, the bad. and the Landon.
Yeah. It was a big moment for me. Like throughout like the rest of the weekend, I like just kept pulling the score up. Like, and the next day, like Aubrey was like looking at me. She's like, you're still like looking, and I'm like, this is a big deal. I'm like, this is gonna be happening.
You don't understand.
For a while. Yeah, I'm like, you know nothing of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Does she play fantasy football?
She does. Yeah, she
Okay.
came in third place, I think.
Loser.
Either fourth or third in a
nice.
12-man league. So
Yeah, because she was in our Pick'em group too, right?
yeah, yep, yeah. Which I think Jordan's probably gonna win that this year.
He was really good last year too, wasn't he?
I think Will won last year. Will gave up this year. He he forgot to pick games 1 week, so he just stopped doing it because he's like, well, I can't win now. So even though I'm pretty sure like Aubrey
just
missed
like
an entire
Will gave
week.
up being on the show tonight. He was like, oh, internet's a little spotty.
Not me. I fought through. I fought through it. I fought through.
I wish this was a video podcast because like the listeners being able to, or the viewers, I guess, would be able to see your look of.
I was getting so angry.
Anger.
I was so angry. Like, because like I like said my name first, and then Mick like seemed so confused. Then I'm like, why is he actually confused? I'm like, I said my name. Of course he's gonna go next. Like, and then I was just still talking. They're like, wow, we wish we could hear Landon. I'm like, are they like gaslighting me? Like,
yeah, we could hear you the whole time. There actually was no problem with the microphone. Good
like,
good work on
have fun editing it then, like because there's so much you have to cut out.
It's just like a string of beeps.
I was just pretty much swearing nonstop because I'm like that's gonna be the fastest way they're gonna tell me to stop talking. Like if they can hear me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then in our league, who lost? Was it Mark?
Mark,
yeah. Which is Will's dad. He got last place, and he had a fairly good team for like the first half of the season. But then he got a bunch of bad injuries, and then he was not super great at setting his lineup a couple weeks, and it like screwed up his chances because there was a point where he was a playoff contender.
Like with like 1 week to go, he was still like 1 or 2 weeks ago, he was still in play. Like,
he still could.
And if you look at his team, like he actually probably would have been a pretty good like a force to be reckoned with if he hadn't had so many injuries. Like,
but his whole bench, and we have deep benches in Dynasty. It was
decimated.
Like almost all IR and out, and
I don't even think he had enough players to set a valid lineup the last week. Like he had like 2 out players, but like I don't think he had anybody that he could even like sub in for them. Like,
I don't think so. Yeah, no.
So,
it was a great year though. It was a fun year. Should be fun.
Yeah,
next year too.
Should be worth noting that Jordan bet me that he would sweep me this season. And I was 2-0 against him, so
and you
that's worth also noting.
And you took the trophy
and took the championship. Yeah. So
how did you do in your leagues this year, Michael?
Oh yeah, I swept. I swept hard. I've never swept so hard in my life. Like the sweeping motion of my victories they're astronomical,
broad and swift.
Yeah, very. I gathered up everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. And while planning a wedding too, and sweeping at the same time. Impressive.
I was who they thought I was.
Yes. Dude, what a great quote. Who said that, Landon? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, it was
some
football coach, right?
We are who they thought we were.
That's an old quote.
That's right up there with the Pete Webb quote.
What's the Pete Webb quote?
Who do you think you are? I am.
Who do you think you are? I am.
I love that video. I love that video so much.
Like screaming at a little kid. That's great.
It's classic.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't done much this week though. Like last weekend, outside of winning the fantasy football championship, like Aubrey was so sick that like I just like stayed around and hung out with her like the whole weekend. Like, and then this week I've just been working. I watched a miniseries though on Netflix, Bodies with I'm trying to think. It's got the Cyril from
from Andor
is in it. Yeah, he's in it, and then Stephen Graham plays Al Capone, and Boardwalk Empire's in it. And it's like a trippy like murder mystery sci-fi show. Like it's like same body shows up on the same street in England, like during like 4 different time periods, and it follows like each detective that's trying to solve the murder. And it plays with like some time travel-y stuff and science fiction. 8 episodes, pretty decent. Kept me intrigued all the way through, and it's a pretty short watch.
So. It looks like it's relatively new.
Yeah, it came out last year, like late 2023.
Oh, okay.
That, and then I started rewatching Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Aubrey because she's never seen it. And man, that show is so good. We just finished the first season. Like that first season is so funny. Like it's just like clicking on all cylinders, pretty much. Like
Bree and I are also watching through Always Sunny. We started quite a while back, so we're on season 9 or 10 or something.
How many are there now?
There's like 17
like
or
50.
something.
Yeah,
16 or 17.
it started in 2005.
Yeah,
which is insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy watching through. They all look so young. Like
yeah.
Danny DeVito hasn't changed at all, though.
No, he looks pretty much.
Still the same. But he wasn't in the first season, was he?
No.
No, he comes in the start of the second
Very
season.
beginning of the second season. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good. And then over the holidays, before we watched a couple episodes, we jumped ahead to the Christmas episode. Watched that because that's iconic.
Yes.
Wait, you.
Did you F my mom?
What, Nick?
Yeah, no. I forget what he said.
Do you F my effing mom?
My mom.
Well, that's the one where Frank crawls out of the couch and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, iconic.
Is there a man in that couch?
Oh man, that was so gross. He's so sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That and then like Mac with the families. Like then we go to the next house and take.
I just watched at Christmas time I watched basically every Christmas South Park episode because it kind of was like started around Christmas, like with the whole like Santa Jesus special. Like Christmas was a big thing for the creators of South Park, so they do a lot of Christmas specials and Christmas episodes. And so I watched probably
my favorite.
I watched probably like 10 South Park Christmas episodes the last like 3 weeks.
Yeah. I watched Red Sleigh Down with Aubrey. I need to watch the Woodland Critters Christmas. It's a classic.
Hey, Stan. Have you seen Woodland Critters Christmas, Michael?
I have not.
Ugh.
I'm seriously lacking on my South Park watching.
It's so good.
You need to watch the Mr. Hanky stuff because you.
Oh, that's right at Mick's alley.
Yeah, that's 100% Michael humor.
What is he? The Christmas?
It's Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. He loves me. I love you. Therefore, vicariously, he loves you. Oh man. What else? Oh, I rewatched last night. The Death of Stalin, which is a movie that was made by. I think it was made by the guy who did Veep, right? Is it that same guy?
I have no idea.
Have you seen that movie, Landon?
No, you've been telling me to watch it.
Yeah, I watched it a few years ago, and it was super funny. And last night, we were just kind of chilling out on the couch, and I was like, I want to watch something that I don't need to like be super engaged with. We were on whatever streaming site it was there, and I pulled it up, and I ended up just like not like I paid way more attention to the movie than I thought I would because it's just too funny. But like Steve Buscemi is.
Oh, I remember seeing the trailers for this.
Steve Buscemi,
is Jason Isaacs in it?
Jason Isaacs, yes, he plays Zhukov, who is like the leader of the Soviet army.
Oh, that checks out.
He's the field marshal of the Soviet army. Yeah, it's a great like history stuff too. But it's
really
very
funny. It's a comedy, right?
Yes, 100%. It is a comedy.
I might have to. Would I like it?
Oh yes, you would like it a lot. I think it's on Hulu. But one thing I like about it too is like they don't do like accents, so it's just them talking like themselves. And there's something about it that I really like that aspect of it. But it's very funny and very informative about like history stuff too. About like. There's a lot of things that, of course, that's not how it happened. They take a lot of shots
of how dysfunctional the USSR was.
Yes, but it's like a satire. It's made by, what's the guy's name? Armando Iannucci. I think that's the guy that did Veep and In the Loop. Yeah, and I just recently watched Veep last year, and I really enjoyed Veep.
I need to
also.
watch that.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I watched. It was very funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. That's all I've been watching. I got to finish. I feel like I watched some other stuff, but I can't remember. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. I just feel like chilling out.
I would. Yeah, once you should watch that tonight.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I don't want to anymore.
Well, we should probably wrap up. We're doing
a
quicker episode tonight. But anything else you guys want to touch on real quick?
Really quick, I did watch Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes in theaters.
Oh.
And I wasn't a huge fan of the book, and I had the same kind of issues with the movie as I had with the book, so it was okay.
All right.
But yeah, it's basically a prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy, and it's basically surrounding President Snow in his younger years.
Does learning about his backstory make you sympathize with him in the Hunger Games and be like, oh, it all makes sense now?
He's just a misunderstood old man.
He's just a misunderstood villain. Yeah,
it's really all about love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure you guys will see it at some point, but
probably not.
I never watched the last two movies. So
I thought you guys are into the Hunger Games.
I read all the books, but
I read the first 3 books a long time
ago.
The
books are great. I love the books.
I think I only watched the first 2 Hunger Games movies. I did not watch any of the others.
Yeah, same. I didn't like either of the movies. I remember that much. I remember loving the first. I remember liking all of them, but in hindsight, I think the first book's probably my favorite. And I kind of wish I just would have murdered him at the end.
I win.
Yeah, like it'd be like, yeah,
you, Peter.
That would have been a much darker take.
Yeah. Like, you know what? Like, let's just do this right now. You'd be like,
isn't that what happens in the How It Should Have Ended? Is they go to eat the berries and he eats it and she's like, actually,
they're poisoned.
It's like, I'll be fine with Gale.
So you're not recommending the movie?
I wouldn't use your money and see it in theaters. I'd wait to
hard-earned dollars.
Not your hard-earned cash.
I feel like there's a movie out that I wanted to go see.
Which
there hasn't been many. I want to go see that wrestling movie with Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, Iron Claw.
Iron Claw. Yeah, I want to go see that one.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's got the dude from Mindhunters in it, also the dad or the older cop.
I'll have to look into that.
And I'm a big fan of Jeremy Allen White, so I would probably watch it just for him, to be honest.
Do you guys want to see Aquaman 2?
No, I would.
I haven't seen Aquaman 1.
Shoot myself.
Yeah, I heard it's so bad.
Yeah. Did you watch? Have you watched Zack Snyder's new movie, Rebel Moon?
Oh, I did watch that. I forgot about that.
Did you like it, or?
It was okay. It was interesting in a way that it didn't feel like it was just a carbon copy of Star Wars. Like, it definitely had more like out there science fiction stuff that's not really in Star Wars. The thing that I don't like about it is that there's too many characters without enough character development. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like there's going to be a rated R version that's coming out that might have more of that, but I honestly don't know.
The Zack Snyder's cut of Rebel Moon?
Release the Snyder cut.
The Snyder cut.
But
I can't wait.
Okay. There's some really cool visual stuff, but yeah, it was just okay. I didn't really like
come out.
I think in April.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't a fan of his zombie movie, and I wasn't a huge fan of Rebel Moon. So yeah, there was too much slow motion. There was way too much slow motion.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. Like, if you're saying there's too much slow motion,
way too much for me. Yeah, even for me, I was like, okay, this is just this doesn't need to be slow motion right here. Too much. The music was cool though. That's something that jumped out. It was good music.
Who was the composer?
Junkie XL. He did the stuff for Mad Max Fury Road. BBS, Justice League. Can't remember what else.
Mad Max Fury Road's so good. That's pretty much like a perfect movie, in my opinion.
That's a movie I've not seen in a while. I would love to.
I watched it last Christmas time when we were staying at our Airbnb waiting for our house.
Christmas, I watched Mad Max.
And yeah, that is like a top 5 action movie, maybe a top like 3 action movie.
It's so good.
Yeah,
I'd say it's top 10 for having a protagonist that barely says anything.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He makes grunts and like gestures, like
yeah. Sure.
I mean, Furiosa is more interesting anyway, and
yeah,
he's getting the sequel.
Yeah,
or I guess prequel.
Yeah. I mean, that should be good. So,
yeah.
When does that come out this year?
I think so.
Oh well,
probably summer.
I'll probably go see that in theaters.
I'll probably see that in theaters. Yeah,
that's definitely a theater watch. Definitely.
Yeah.
Probably IMAX if you can.
I remember seeing Fury Road in theaters. I think I watched it with. I think I was there with Mick. I think I went to it with Mick. I think Ben was there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember I don't think I had like any expectations for it. Like I was just like, oh, I'll go see this, I guess. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like.
I think that was a big. I think that was a big part of like why it was just such a memorable experience because I had never really watched any of the other Mad Max stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen.
Yeah, it's like I like Tom Hardy. Like that's cool. But then just the movie was amazing anyway. It was just like,
it just starts too. There's no like, it doesn't waste any time. Like it just gets right to it. Like it just goes and it doesn't stop. Like it's just nonstop. Like
and just the over the top like world that is Mad Max is just, it's so entertaining and just so fun.
Yeah. The visuals are so good. Like yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, we can wrap up, but thank you for listening. We'll be back next week, maybe with a full cast. Who knows? But probably not. Let's be realistic.
Cruise recap incoming. Don't cancel your Patreon subscription.
Yeah, one of these days when all 5 of us are back on, then we can talk about our vacation.
I already don't remember any of it, so...
Did you remember any of it anyway? I felt like you were sick.
No,
probably not.
No, I don't remember any of it. I don't remember anything that happened. Like it's all just in pictures. I'm like, what?
I did that? Cool. Well, thanks, everybody.
Well, thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Happy birthday, Brie.
Yeah. What?
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.